Hi guys, another week full of events in Israel. First, let's talk about the most important thing. New hostage deal or proposal is on the table. This is the old and good Witkoff proposal, but more softened. The key points of the proposal are the following. First, 10 living hostages and 18 bodies of the hostages will be released in 2 waves. Israel will immediately stop all offensive military operations in Gaza for 60 days. Israel will release, in exchange for the 10 living hostages, 125 life-sentenced terrorists and 1,011 Gazan prisoners that were arrested after the 7th of October. In exchange for the 18 dead hostages, Israel will release 180 bodies of Gazans, also in 2 times. On the 10th day, Hamas will deliver a complete list, including a detailed medical report on the condition of the hostages living in Gaza, that remain in Gaza. The US, Egypt, and Qatar will be guarantors of the ceasefire, and envoy Witkoff will arrive in the region to finalize the details of the deal. During the 60 days of ceasefire, negotiations will take place to release the rest of the hostages and stop the war completely. The proposal was issued to Hamas, but nor Hamas, neither Israel agreed to the proposal yet. But wait, you probably remember that all the way during the war, Hamas wasn't ready to accept anything else than the end of the war and complete withdrawal of the IDF. So what happened now? Well, Hamas is getting weaker. Israel eliminated most of its commanders, and the situation in Gaza is changing, not in Hamas' favor. One of the changes is in the way that humanitarian aid distributed. For the last 3 days, new distribution centers in Gaza have been working, and Hamas loses its control over the crowd. 4 distribution centers, powered by American company and secured by the IDF, distributed close to 1 million meals already. Another problem of Hamas are armed militias that operated in Gaza Strip. One of these militias cooperating with Israel in protecting the food distribution. Anyway, there is a weakening of Hamas' grip over the Gaza Strip. That's why I think Israel should demand a better deal. We need to get all our hostages without release of any of the terrorists and expelling the heads of Hamas, whoever left, to elsewhere. Meanwhile, the Operation Gideon chariots expanding and IDF advanced throughout the Gaza Strip. Let's talk about Iran. No deal between the US and Iran yet, and looks like Israel is running out of patience. The reports are confused and inconsistent. One day looks like the US and Iran are ready to sign a deal. The next day looks like Trump is going to blow up the centrifuges. In the last interview, Trump admitted he asked Netanyahu not to attack Iran. The issue came out after reports about the close Israeli attack on Iran, possibly before the negotiations will be over. In Lebanon, things are kind of the same. Israel keeps attacking Hezbollah weapons and terrorists. The Lebanese government is trying to show a picture that Hezbollah is disarmed, but in reality we know Hezbollah is rearming and recruiting. In the last week, Syria stopped huge smuggle of weapons from Iran to Hezbollah. Speaking of Syria, there are reports about talks between Israel and Syria about the situation on the border. The main thing is to get to the military kind of understanding of the coordination, some kind of coordination. I don't think we can reach it with al-Jolani's jihadists, but time will tell. The Houthis in Yemen keep firing missiles at Israel, and this week Israel attacked in Sana'a airport, destroying the last plane the Houthis had. We know it won't stop them. The Houthi needs special treatment, well-planned operation involving many countries in the region. In Samaria, in Israel, the IDF keeps operating in terror hotbeds like Jenin, Nablus, and Tulkarem. Many terrorists arrested or eliminated. Unfortunately, the baby that was born after the murder of the mother, Zela Gez, in terror attack 2 weeks ago, died. The infant, named Ravid Chaim, was fighting for his life since he was born. Until today, he passed away in the hospital. May his memory be a blessing. There is evil and bad, but there is always good things. Yesterday, the government approved 22 new settlements in Judea and Samaria. That's a good direction. So this week I also have a message for you guys from Joel.
to give you some context where I am, behind the camera, where you're looking from, is the Philadelphia Road. On the other side would be Egypt. Behind me, what you see is Rafah. You know, when you see all this, what we're doing here in Gaza, you have to ask yourself, when we destroyed that house, was that enough for the girls on watch in the military base that they so brutally hurt and killed and raped and everything else and held hostage for over hundreds of days? Or is that house enough? You know, really the last big operation we have left to do here in Gaza is to bring our hostages home. And it's heavy on the heart, heavy on the shoulders when we're here in Gaza, all the work that we see that we have left to do to get our hostages home. Because it seems like these negotiations are not working. Well, at one point, we'll get some back, and then we don't. So it's obvious to me that we still need to have the military pressure on in order to get the negotiations to work. It's just, it's definitely heavy on the heart. But while I'm here, it's also very important every time for me to tell you guys the Lord's work that we're doing together, God's mission, feeding these people here in the state of Israel. It is such a blessing to be a part of with you guys. And it's all because of you guys. And while I'm here doing all of this heavy work, it is such a blessing to know that because of your support, we're able to have a place in Ola. It makes it so much easier for us to feed the people. We need to grow. We need to feed more people. We need a new place. We need to add. We need to multiply. We need to grow. We need to reach more people, show more people the love of the body of Christ. And we need to grow. Help us grow. Share these videos. Talk to your friends. Let's do more. Let's do more. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. We are together in this wonderful mission we do here together. Thank you.
Thank you guys for everything you're doing. Thank you for your support. And until next week, God bless.